Hello students, in this class we will be discussing about marginal costing. Marginal costing as an aid for managerial decisions. The most useful contribution of marginal costing is the assistance that it renders to the management in vital decision making. This is to say that it is an invaluable and indispensable tool to management decision making. Specific areas where marginal costing proves its dominance in making decisions are: number 1, determination of profitable product mix, make or buy decisions, sales in foreign market, fixation of selling price, own or lease, selection of selling price, selection of machine, retain or replace, etc. First of all, I will be discussing that how it helps in determination of product mix. When there are multiple products with different contribution margins, the mix of the product has a direct effect on fixed cost recovery and total profits of the firm. However, the total profit depends to a great extent upon the production in which the products are sold. Hence, there are different types of products, and it helps in uh, the determining product mix on the basis of key factor. It may be defined as the factor in the activities of an undertaking which at a particular point of time or over a period of time will limit the volume of output. The purpose of limiting factor technique is to indicate the most profitable course of action in all such cases where alternatives are possible. It is also known as principal budget factor or governing factor. Examples of key factors are sales volume or sales factor, or quantity, material, labor, particular skill, production capacity, and financial resources, etc. When no factor is in short supply, the choice will lie with the accepting an order which gives the highest contribution. So, in order to calculate the per unit of key factor, we use contribution upon key factor. This is the formula for calculating the key factor, contribution of key factor. Then another most important uh, aid of marginal costing is it helps in to decide whether to make a particular product or to buy a particular product. When a component part is available in the market at a price below firm's own total cost, marginal costing techniques suggest useful assistance in taking decision by the management whether such component should be manufactured internally or purchased from an outside firm. In this regard, the decision should be based on the fact that it will be profitable to buy from outside only when supplier's price is below the firm's own marginal cost. The decision regarding making the part of the product in the factory or to buy the same from the market largely depends upon the cost. If it is available presently in the market at lower rate than the current cost of production, we shall go to buy from the market and vice versa. There are other cost factors which helps in the decision of make or buy, that is marginal cost of manufacturing and the market price. But other cost factors that are taken into consideration while taking the decision are burden of fixed expenses and opportunity cost. In case the part is manufactured by the company, it will require additional finances for the purchase of facilities, salaries for new employees, a part of which may be of fixed nature, and a few other fixed overheads. This will enhance or increase fixed cost. As such, most of the companies prefer to buy it from the market rather than making, even if purchase price is marginally higher. This is with the object of keeping fixed expenses to the minimum. The second cost which effect is opportunity cost. The market price of the part may be more than its making cost. In such a case, we should also consider the opportunity cost of putting the present plant and tools for alternative use. Thus, buying cost be reduced by the contribution expected to be made by using plants and tools for other use. There are non-cost factors also which affect make or buy decision that it should not solely depend upon cost factors, but such cost factors should do not directly affect the cost are also important. They are quality of the product, regularity of supplies, expected functions in demand, fluctuations in demand, and reliability of the supplier. Then another aid to marginal costing is sales in foreign market. A good reserve of foreign currency is an indication of the prosperity of a nation. Every country nowadays is trying to increase its foreign currency reserve. Therefore, cutthroat competition has been created in foreign trade market. In this age of cutthroat competition, a question arises up to what level an exporter can reduce the prices of his products in the foreign market so that he may not sustain the loss, or if there is no profit. In answer to this question, it can be said that the exporter has to recover the variable cost from the foreign market only. He can recover the total fixed cost from the sales in local market, and he should fix the selling price in foreign market on the basis of variable cost. By doing so, he will be able to capture the foreign market. Receiving an order for export in a foreign market has an additional advantage. The plant will be replaced and the plant will have to work at higher capacity so as to execute execute the export order. Thus, capacity of the plant will be utilized to the greater extent. So, there is a possibility of reduction in cost due to large scale production. Such economy in expenses will be achieved. Another aid is own or lease. A company engaged in manufacturing a product or rendering services requires many types of fixed assets for operating its business, such as land, building, plant, machinery, etc. The company may have two alternatives, either to own the asset or to get it on hire or on lease. If the company has to choose from such alternatives, following points should be considered before taking any decision. Number 1 is capital. Capital will be needed for purchasing an asset. It should be ascertained how much money will be needed, from which sources it will be arranged, and what will be the interest rate to be paid for it. If the company has additional capital of its own, it should see if this capital can be utilized in some other more profitable channel, and what will be the profit to the company by such use. Nature of the asset. If the nature of the asset is such that it will soon become obsolete, the loss on obsolescence can be taken into consideration. It should also be ascertained that to what use the asset be put after being obsolete. Its scrap value should also be taken into consideration. It should also be considered as to what will be the expenditure on repairs and maintenance of the asset. Comparative cost. Keeping in mind the above factor, the cost of purchasing the asset and the cost of hiring it on lease should be compared. Relevant data regarding cost should be collected, and then only the alternative which is the most favorable to the company should be selected. There should be knowledge of lease conditions. The last point is information regarding the conditions of the lease should be collected. Following points should be taken into connection. First, period of lease and its relation with the life of the asset, amount of lease money and mode of payment, terms and conditions about accidents, repairs, and maintenance, reputation of the lessor about leasing the asset, terms regarding insurance, and rights of making minor alterations, etc. So, in this class, we discussed about how marginal costing can help in managerial decisions. I hope you all understood. Thank you for this class. Thank you.